The James Cooley Show, It's Your Life, can be heard every Sunday at 9 p.m. right here on The Answer San Diego. Life is full of circles, cycles, phases, and stages. It's your choice to ignore or embrace them. Motivational speaker, author, military veteran, and founder of the J.C. Cooley Foundation, James Cooley and his guest will inspire and equip you to strive for your own greatness and overcome adversities. Listen to The James Cooley Show, It's Your Life, every Sunday at 9 p.m. right here on The Answer San Diego.
The James Cooley Show, It's Your Life, can be heard every Sunday at 6 p.m. right here on 660 AM The Answer in Dallas-Fort Worth. Life is full of circles, cycles, phases, and stages. It's your choice to ignore them or embrace them. Motivational speaker, author, military veteran, and founder of the J.C. Cooley Foundation, James Cooley, and his guests will inspire and equip you to strive for your own greatness and overcome adversities. Listen to The James Cooley Show, It's Your Life, every Sunday at 6 p.m. right here on 660 AM The Answer in Dallas-Fort Worth.
The James Cooley Show, It's Your Life, can be heard every Sunday at 6 p.m. right here on The Answer. Life is full of circles, cycles, phases, and stages. It's your choice to ignore or embrace them. Motivational speaker, author, military veteran, and founder of the J.C. Cooley Foundation, James Cooley and his guests will inspire and equip you to strive for your own greatness and overcome adversities. Listen to The James Cooley Show, It's Your Life, every Sunday at 6 p.m. right here on The Answer.
Yeah. Dr. James J.C. Cooley. The James Cooley Show. It's your life. Yeah. J.C. Cooley.
Hello, welcome to the James Cooley Show, It's Your Life. And I tell you what, before we do anything, I want to lock all of the platforms in, television, radio, everything locked in at the same time. And if you want to be part of the conversation, 1-888-344-1170. Kevin, let's do it, man. Let's lock all the platforms in.
Hey, it's your life.
Hello. I hope everyone is enjoying the day, enjoying the week, enjoying life. You know, this is Women's History Month. And last month we had Black History Month, this Women's History Month. And, you know, so we are showcasing and we are bringing folks on to help inspire, enlighten, and also educate you on the accomplishments of the women of the past, the women of today, and instill things in the women of tomorrow. So I am excited about the show today. I'm excited to have this guest who's been on the show quite a few times. Every time I have on here, I walk away full of knowledge. How you doing, Dr. Michelle Cooley? How you doing?
I am doing great. And it's great to have this guest back on the show today. Like you said, she's full of knowledge and wisdom, and we are continuing celebrating Women's History Month. And this is an amazing show. All our shows are amazing, but we're going to talk about some amazing women. We can't do it all. Who probably the audience may not know about, and the contributions they made. So we're excited to have this guest to break it down for us.
Wow, Michelle. And you, first of all, whichever platform that you're watching us on or listening to us on, if you want to be part of the conversation, I'm going to give you 2 ways to do that today. Go to the platform that you're watching us on, what's it, E36 Television, Transfer TV, YouTube, LinkedIn, Twitter, Facebook, Rumble, and many, many other platforms. Welcome to the show. If you want to be part of that conversation, all you have to do is go to the comments. Ask any questions that you might have. I promise you we'll get you an answer. Now, if you listen to us on the radio, AM 1170, the answer out of San Diego, FM 96.1, the answer out of San Diego, AM 660, the answer out of Dallas. If you want to be part of the conversation, all you have to do is pick up the phone and dial 1-888-344-1170. Again, that's 1-888-344-1170. Michelle, can you please introduce the title of the show, the purpose of the show, and introduce this fantastic guest?
Most definitely. So the title of today's show is called Celebrating Women. And we're having a conversation with retired mitigation specialist expert Theresa Diamond. She's going to discuss women who have made an indelible mark on our society, who contributed without a lot of fanfare, and the precious gifts they gave to the world. So Theresa Diamond was born and raised in the South Bronx in New York City. She attended public school and graduated from John Jay College of Criminal Justice with a BS in Criminal Justice Administration and Planning. She went on to gain employment in every arm of the justice systems available to her. After over 25 years away from academia, she returned to school and obtained her master's degree in community counseling and completed the first year of her PhD. She's held the following positions: civil investigator, criminal defense investigator, investigator for the largest county public school system in Atlanta, integrated the Juvenile Probation Office in Washington State, integrated the civilian police department for the U.S. Navy at Bangor Submarine Base, court bailiff, clerk for judge and traffic court, and so many more. I don't have time to tell you. Anyway, welcome back to the show, Theresa Diamond.
Hey.
Theresa, it's been too long.
It has. Life goes on.
Last time you was on the show, you was in San Diego, I believe.
Yes.
And you, since then, you done moved to Florida. Do you like it there? Do you love it there?
I don't know. I don't know yet.
Oh yeah. So Theresa,
I was used to coming to Florida, mostly not in Pensacola though, in Destin a couple of times a year when I lived in Atlanta. And I lived in Atlanta for 28 years. So at least 30, 40 times. So I was kind of familiar with the area. But Destin was too expensive for me, just like California was too expensive for me. So the compromise was Pensacola, and I'm trying to settle in and to see whether I like it or not.
Oh yeah, I mean, I
missed you guys.
We miss you too. I love Pensacola. I went through 9th and 4th school, also Kansas.
Oh, did you?
Up there in Pensacola, and I loved it during that time. I don't know how it is.
I had
now.
some really nice neighbors, and the people I've encountered so far have been really nice.
So Theresa, let's start. Can you tell our viewers and listeners that might have not seen you on the show the few times that you've been on, a little bit about you, your background, what made you click, and why you are so helpful, especially not just women, but helping everybody. Can you talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, well, I was raised by a single mother in the South Bronx with 8 children. And my mother was the pillar in a lot of ways in our community. She certainly was a good example for me. She was courageous. She was organized. She had a steel backbone. And she raised us to be courageous and to have some good values and contribute back to our neighborhoods. So I got it from there. And then I was fortunate enough to encounter a lot of people, some of which I'm going to talk about today. And I was blessed to have had conversations and seen them in person and talked to them and actually worked with them at some point. But the last 25 years, I've devoted myself to fighting the death penalty. So I was a part of teams who represented people charged with the death penalty for trial. And I also was very much involved in their first appeal and their last appeal. So I've been devoted to fighting the death penalty for the last, I'd say, 30 years. And now that I'm retired, I have other interests. But if that introduction is okay, one of the things I'd like to say is that because of the kind of work that I did, it took me across the country. I think I've been to every state except for Wyoming, North Dakota, and South Dakota. And that's because my cases didn't take me there. But in every neighborhood, there was always a coach. Didn't care what kind of coach, a coach from a school that was enlightening to give me information about my client. There were always women, specifically teachers, principals, counselors. And there's heroes in every neighborhood. I found heroes in every neighborhood. I think there's at least one in every community. So for that reason, I was honored to take up your invitation to talk about some of the women that I've encountered in my life. Again, I've been very fortunate, very blessed. But, you know, the person that I worshiped was my mother. I didn't worship anybody else, but I got something from each one of these people. And so if you would like me to start, I'd like to talk about my first person.
Absolutely. You know, this as the viewers and everybody know that this is Women History Month, and I believe that just like what you said, I say the women run the world. I'm talking about in the sense because
we should.
You know. So let's talk about your first.
Okay. The first person, and the reason I wanted to tell your audience that the reason I selected these people is because these are heroes in their own rights, and some people know about them, but there's at least one and maybe two generations that know nothing about them. And they were really strong women committed to a lot of serious stuff. And I wanted to introduce them to you if you didn't know them, or maybe tell you something about them that you didn't know about them, even if you recognize the name.
Let's talk about Dorothy Height.
Dorothy Height. I met her when I was a freshman in college, which is 1975. And a friend of mine worked in Brooklyn. And she wanted me to come to Brooklyn and help them with a celebratory community thing. And when I got there, I met Dorothy Height. She surprised me. I knew who she was, but she surprised me in her height, her demeanor. She had a very quiet voice, but she was very direct, but very soft at the same time. So this woman, well, I'm only 5'3", so everybody was tall to me, but this woman was tall, really tall to me. And I knew a little bit about her. So that first encounter was fine. I talked with her about the community and stuff. But then she asked me, could I fill in for her Santa? Because when Christmas, you know, one of the things that she did is she organized little shows for communities, and she would have Santa go to the hospital where children were in the hospital for various reasons. And her Santa had canceled on her, so she asked me to would I fill in for her, and I did. And it was really ironic because I didn't like Christmas, the commercial version of Christmas. I never liked it, but I didn't tell her no because I knew some of the things that she had done. And she was very, very engaging, very lighthearted, but serious. So anyway, I'd like to tell you a little more about the legacy of Dorothy Height. She was born in Richmond, Virginia in 1912. She devoted her whole life to servicing other people. She began her activism participating in anti-lynching campaigns in 1920s. Just let that sink in for a minute. After attending New York University and Columbia University, she became a social worker and transformed that career.
Wow, hey, I forgot. We got to take a station break.
Oh.
Kevin, I apologize. We're gonna take a station break because I was off into what you were saying. But we're gonna take a station break. We're gonna come back.
Okay.
Dorothy Height, and we're gonna talk about others. If you want to be part of the conversation, all you have to do is just go to the comments, ask any question that you might have. I promise you, we'll get you an answer. It's your life, and we'll see you shortly after the break.
It's your life. Yeah. Your life. That's right. James JC.
A Black Man's Point of View is the newest Amazon.com. A Black Man's Point of View is the newest Amazon.com #1 release and bestseller book from author Dr. James J.C. Cooley, featuring the perspective from 11 other contributing authors. In A Black Man's Point of View, Dr. James Cooley unpacks his thoughts and personal experiences about the challenges, stereotypes, and feelings of self-worth that many black men face today due to a 400-year ancestry rooted in slavery and colonization. Yet, how so many black men move forward despite this history. Most importantly, A Black Man's Point of View conveys that all men, regardless of race, creed, or color, are capable of love, respect, and dignity. Described as a map to a greater life from the heart of a man who's experienced life's misfortune and harsh conditions, James shows us how beliefs, convictions, and a healthy mentality can help propel a life worth living. A must-read for all. Order your copy of A Black Man's Point of View by author Dr. James J.C. Cooley today from Amazon.com or wherever books are sold.
Welcome to Viridian Christian University, where faith and learning come together to transform lives. At VCU, we believe that education is more than just academics. It's about fostering a community of growth, integrity, and purpose. Whether you're pursuing a bachelor's, master's, or doctorate, VCU offers flexible, affordable, and 100% online degree programs that cater to your busy life. Our innovative platform provides a personalized learning experience, empowering you to thrive in today's ever-evolving world. Join a global community of learners guided by an experienced faculty who are committed to your success. With VCU, you're not just earning a degree, you're preparing for a future that integrates faith, leadership, and service. Viridian Christian University, educating with purpose, transforming lives. Learn more at ViridianChristianUniversity.com. ViridianChristianUniversity.com.
The James Cooley Show. It's your life. That's right.
And service. Viridian Christian University, educating with purpose, transforming lives. Learn more at ViridianChristianUniversity.com. ViridianChristianUniversity.com.
Hey, it's your life.
Hello. Welcome back to It's Your Life. And I'll tell you what, this guest, she's been on the show, Theresa Diamond, many times. Always brings so much knowledge, education, and understanding and focus. Today, we're talking about some of the women that she encountered in her life that helped shape her, helped guide her, and that made major contributions to society. A lot of them you might not know who they are, but a lot of them you will be. But Theresa, I want to pick it back up with Dorothy Height, and I'm gonna turn it over to Michelle from now.
Okay. Well, what I forgot to tell you is that her family moved from Virginia, where she was born, to Pennsylvania, and then she got a full scholarship to go to Barnard College. Mm-hmm. But she was not allowed to attend because they did not admit African Americans. Can you believe that? Yeah. So anyway, she went on to graduate from New York University, where she received a bachelor's degree in education and a master's in psychology. She later joined the staff of the Harlem Young Women's Christian Association, which is known as the YWCA today. In no time, she became the leader because she had natural leader things. But I want to still put a pin in that how she couldn't be stopped from doing what she was doing. She was talking about anti-lynching in the 20s and 30s. I mean, I just can't imagine the courage that she had. Anyway, so she encountered some civil rights people like Mary McLeod Bethune and some other African American people, and she got inspired by the work that they were doing, and her goal was to focus on ending the lynching of African Americans and restructuring the criminal justice system. So way back then, she was already doing it. And she didn't talk about what she did. She just went and did it. Under her leadership, voter registration in the South, which means she encountered a lot of danger there too. That's why they lynched people. Mm-hmm. And she was the president of this organization for 40 years. So I think that she doesn't get her kudos enough because she really was a pioneer in some of the things that she was doing. And she was courageous. Wow. And she didn't let anything stop her. Nothing. Now they did acknowledge her. I think it was on a 10-year celebration of her life ending. Mm-hmm. Some people did acknowledge her. She has a background in the things that she's done. It would take me all day to list them.
Well, most definitely. So, before we go into the next person who's contributed a lot, can you just say in what ways that Dorothy Height influenced U.S. policy on racial equality and social justice? Can you kind of summarize that?
Well, I would summarize it by saying that she stuck to her guns on the policy differences that she advocated to become change. She was change. And she pressed people, politicians, and whoever would give her a listen. And like I said, the biggest things for her was to create the anti-lynching. They don't lynch today. Well, they do, but not in the same sense of back when she was a young lady. Her first job was a social worker in Harlem. You have to be devoted to be a social worker in Harlem. I know because I worked there, and way after her. She created diverse programs, and this is important. She is the one that facilitated the YWCA being diverse nationwide.
Wow, I didn't know that. I mean, I think a lot of people don't know that.
Yes.
And I'm sure there's so many things about Dorothy Height that we can talk about. It'll take us all day, but let's talk about the next person, Marion. Okay. Can you tell us a little bit about her and what she contributed and made this world a better place?
Who are you talking about now? Ella Baker or
Marion Croak?
Oh, yeah.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Marion Croak. And by the way, for your listeners, on YouTube, there is a station, and it tests your knowledge on Black inventors and stuff like that.
Okay.
And I get half of them wrong. So it teaches me, about people I didn't know anything about. Okay, let's talk about Marion Croak, and her name is spelled Croak. She has over 200 patents to her name, including technology behind Zoom, became one of the first Black women to be inducted into the Inventors Hall of Fame. So, she had to be smart. Her innovations were in internet technology, have enabled remote work, text donations, and voting for American Idol. She set that system up. And she was also an advocate for racial justice and gender representation in STEM, and that science, technology, education, and math. When she was just 5 or 6 years old, she grew up enchanted with electricians and plumbers who came to fix broken wires, and she would just chat and watch what they were doing all the time. She always followed them around, and she said she still does that today. But anyway, Croak's fascination with engineering only grew over the years. She was inducted to the National Inventors Hall of Fame among the highest honors of inventors, including Thomas Edison, Alexander Graham Bell, and the Wright brothers. So, she's right up there with them, as she should be. She became one of the first Black women to receive that honor alongside the late Patricia Bath, an anthropologist who created a device used during surgery to easily remove cataracts. So she got another award on the side with her. A lifelong innovator with more than 200 patents to her name, Croak was mostly notable, developed voice over internet protocol, a technology that has innumerable and important uses in our everyday lives, including making remote work, text voting for American Idol, and Hurricane Katrina donations. She made that possible through her technology expertise. And she says she's always been motivated by the desire to change the world. And to do that, she says she tries to change the world that she's currently in.
Wow.
She was encouraged to pursue STEM from a young age. Her father built her a chemistry set, offering her just a taste of things to come. After graduating from Princeton University and receiving her doctorate from the University of Southern California in 1982, she landed a job at AT&T Bell Laboratories, where other famed inventors like James West pioneered groundbreaking technologies. This woman was smart.
Hey, Theresa, hold that thought, because when we come back, I want to talk about a little bit more about Marion Croak, but some of the challenges that she faced.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so I'll tell you what, this is an absolute great discussion that we're having here. And if you want to be part of this discussion, all you have to do is just, you can pick up the phone and dial 1-888-344-1170, or go to the platform that you're watching us on. Ask any question that you might have. I promise you we'll get you an answer. It's your life, and we'll see you shortly after the break.
Your life with Dr.
A Black man's point of view.
That's right. Let's go. It's the James Cooley Show. It's your life. Dr. James JC Cooley. All right.
At Viridian Christian University, we believe education is more than just a degree. It's a pathway to a purpose-driven life. Whether you're advancing your career, pursuing a passion, or building a new future, VCU's 100% online programs give you the flexibility to learn on your terms, anywhere, anytime. With expert faculty, personalized mentorship, and a faith-centered approach, you'll gain the skills, knowledge, and leadership you need to make a lasting impact. VCU offers bachelor's, master's, and doctorate degrees, each designed to empower you for success in today's fast-changing world. Join a global community of believers, learners, and leaders. Ready to start your journey? Viridian Christian University, transforming lives, empowering futures. Visit us at ViridianChristianUniversity.com. That's ViridianChristianUniversity.com.
Noah Dingley here, producer of The James Cooley Show, It's Your Life. And the new audio version of James' book, Country Boy, City Boy, A Journey That Ain't Over Yet, is a must-have. James shares his true life story of struggle and success in America. It's both a cautionary tale and a roadmap to achieving the American dream. Get the new audio version of Country Boy, City Boy, A Journey That Ain't Over Yet by James Cooley on Amazon.com or wherever audiobooks are sold.
Really get a chance to know who you are. And once you know who you are, you truly know who you are, love who you are. Love who you are. You're a masterpiece. Love who you are. Love who you were born to be. Love me some me. That's what I'm talking about. When you leave high school, you gotta know today or tomorrow, hopefully today, what your plans are. Hopefully, there is no bad decision unless there is no plan. Create, collaborate, commit with confidence. Commit with what? Commit with what? In everything that you do.
Yes, that's right.
Hello, welcome back to the James Cooley Show. It's your life, and I tell you, enjoying this history. This is Women's History Month, and I believe that we got one of the best historians in the game here, talking about this topic of talking about women, talk about celebrating women, and she's our friend. It's just been a while. I hope she's settling in Florida so we can start getting her back on the show a lot more, so, and also to educate you. If you want to be part of this great conversation, all you have to do. Hey, Kevin, you still there?
Still here. Kevin,
tell them how they can be part of the conversation by picking up the phone. The number.
Well, you just pick up the phone and you hit those digits. 888. What's that number again, James?
344-1170.
That's right. 344-1170.
344-1170.
Operators are standing by.
So I tell you, we're talking about these accomplishments. We got a lot more. Got 2 more segments about women that have done great things, and that's I'm talking about the past and the present. That I think I'm not sure if I heard you correctly, Theresa, but is Marion Croak still alive?
I don't know. I didn't go that far. It's easy for me to find out, but I don't know.
Okay.
But there are things we're using today, like Zoom, that she created the protocols for that. So she went to work for AT&T, right? So while she was there, she got a team together and she started, creating digital things. And the technology that she helped develop wasn't very reliable. That gave, I want to get into the double whammies that she was facing as a woman in an industry dominated by men and dominated by non-African Americans. So she had 2 things that she had to fight. But anyway, they said it wasn't really reliable, and they called it toy-like technology. But eventually, she and her team made so much progress at AT&T, they began to use it for their own core network. That tells you how good she was. And this technology has advanced the capability of online audio and video calls, enabling the likes of Zoom that are essential for remote work today. She revolutionized how people donate to charitable organizations like Katrina, and then the earthquake in Haiti and things like that. So if I could just steer a little left for a minute, what I'd like to talk about in terms of celebrating these women is that I think a lot of people underestimate the value of coming into contact with people like this and what it does for their children. I know I have been touched by some of the magnificent people, and it always made me feel that I could do whatever it is I wanted to do because I saw them, because I talked to them, they talked to me. And I think that is really important. It's a thing that's lost today, not just because they're women, But when you see somebody that looks like you that does something extraordinary, it does something to you. Even as a young person, it does something to you. And I think that there's a great benefit to that. So anyway, that's her. And I'd like to go and talk about Claudette Colvin. That's Colvin.
Claudette Colvin. Okay.
Yes. Claudette Colvin was the first African American young lady at 15, I believe, who refused to give a white person her seat on the bus. She had walked a mile to some people she had worked for to get paid. And when she got there, they weren't home. So she got on the bus, and a white man got up and gave the white woman his seat, but then he wanted her to get up to give him his, and she said no. Anyway, there were other kids that were sitting, and back then the rule was you don't have to give up your seat if there are seats available. So the seat was available. The white woman didn't want to sit beside her. She didn't want her sitting beside her. So she was the first one, and the police dragged her off the bus, and I call it a quasi-sexual assault. They talked about her breasts and things like that. So she did this before Rosa Parks. So nobody really knew about her until the Rosa Parks event came. But then there were people that put out rumors that they needed to have the best candidate. And this is hard to slice up because I don't want to offend anyone. I think back then it was more important than it is today to make sure you got the perfect client, whatever that is, whether it meets some racial backgrounds, age, whatever. So if the rumors were that Miss Colvin was pregnant out of wedlock, the people that were making the decision about who was going to be the face of the boycott and why, I could see why they went to Rosa Parks, clearly. But in 2009, she did an interview because she said it wasn't true. It wasn't true at all. So I would encourage people to go and read what she said. There's an interview out there on YouTube, and you can find it, and you can listen to her interview, and she'll tell you. She was courageous because she was the first one. Now, I have nothing against Rosa Parks. She had courage too. But her friends were telling her, no, don't say nothing. Don't say nothing. She said, no, I work just as hard as they do. I'm not getting up. And they dragged her, beat her, and off the bus. I haven't met anybody who knew her so far in my life. In talking with some of my friends and associates, they didn't even know that she existed. And this was in 1955, and she was 15 years old. To me, that demonstrates courage. And she had just taken a class and told her about the Constitution. She told the white people, this is not constitutional. This is not constitutional. So anyway, so she continued to be resistance, joined with other people later. But because the encounter with the police, they actually charged her. And then because it was in the South, you had the Jim Crow laws. They figured out that if they charged her state and not federal, that they could get around her being able to appeal it at that time. And so she was able to take a plea bargain because they had her obstructing an officer and a this and a that. And she had a hard time finding a job after that, if you could imagine, in that era. So I think she's an unsung hero myself. So I wanted to bring her to light. And you can find her anywhere on the internet. And her name is Claudette Colvin, Colvin. And I would encourage people to read more about her. She's really courageous.
Well, let's talk about now Miss Ella Baker. Can you tell the audience about this amazing woman?
Okay, just a second. I'm old, so I can't remember all the stuff. Well, what she said, Miss Ella Baker, was her name is Ella Jo Baker. The major job was getting people to understand that they had something within their power that they could use, and it could only be used if they understood what was happening and how group action could counter violence. So Miss Baker played a key role in some of the most influential organizations of the time, including the NAACP, Martin Luther King's Southern Christian Leadership Conference, and the Student Nonviolent Coordinating Committee. Okay. She was born December 13, 1903 in Norfolk, Virginia. Growing up in North Carolina, she developed a sense for social justice early, and due in part to her grandmother's stories about life under slavery. As a slave, her grandmother had been whipped for refusing to marry a man chosen for her by her slave owner. Her grandmother's pride and resilience in the face of racism and injustice continued to inspire Ms. Baker throughout her life. So that was her initial drive to do what she became to do. Miss Ella Baker's maternal grandparents bought and lived on cultivated land that was formerly a slave plantation on which they were enslaved. They bought the land for $250.
Hey, Theresa.
Yeah.
Hold that. We're gonna pick this up. We gotta take a station break.
Okay.
But we're gonna come back and we're gonna talk about that. I want to hear it all because all these women that you're talking about are extraordinary.
Yeah, they are.
So I tell you what, we're gonna take a station break. We're gonna come back, and also I'm gonna tell you a little bit about Veridian Christian University, which I am the chancellor, about the program that we offer. But we're gonna take a station break. But if you want to be part of the conversation, all you have to do is go to the comment section. Any question that you might have, I promise you we'll get you an answer. It's your life, and we'll see you shortly after the break.
The James Cooley Show, It's Your Life, can be heard every Sunday at 9 p.m. right here on The Answer San Diego. Life is full of circles, cycles, phases, and stages. It's your choice to ignore or embrace them. Motivational speaker, author, military veteran, and founder of the J.C. Cooley Foundation, James Cooley and his guest will inspire and equip you to strive for your own greatness and overcome adversities. Listen to The James Cooley Show, It's Your Life, every Sunday at 9 p.m. right here on The Answer San Diego.
Welcome to Veridian Christian University, where faith and learning come together to transform lives. At VCU, we believe that education is more than just academics. It's about fostering a community of growth, integrity, and purpose. Whether you're pursuing a bachelor's, master's, or doctorate, VCU offers flexible, affordable, and 100% online degree programs that cater to your busy life. Our innovative platform provides a personalized learning experience, empowering you to thrive in today's ever-evolving world. Join a global community of learners guided by an experienced faculty who are committed to your success. With VCU, you're not just earning a degree, you're preparing for a future that integrates faith, leadership, and service. Veridian Christian University, educating with purpose, transforming lives. Learn more at VeridianChristianUniversity.com. VeridianChristianUniversity.com.
In this life you are gonna grow, but there's things in this world that you gotta know. To be the best that you can be, you wanna grow real big into a strong tree. To be who you're created to be, the one who's gonna leave a legacy is you. But you got to have these 4 C's. Create, collaborate, then you commit with confidence. Create, collaborate, then you commit with confidence. It's the 4 C's. Gotta have these, oh yeah. It's the 4 C's.
welcome back to the James Cooley Show.
Your life, Dr. James.
Hey, Kevin gonna have me doing a robot in here. Hey, Kevin, you gonna have me doing a robot, man.
Good moves.
Your life.
By the way, Miss Coleman is still alive.
Hold up. Okay. Hey, welcome back to the James Cooley Show.
I'm
It's your
sorry.
life. Hey, Kevin, one quick question. What do you think about those 4 C's? Create, collaborate, commit with confidence.
I think everybody should write them on their hand and stare at it every day.
Because if you utilize those 4 C's, the big C called character. And that's what life is all about. And that's what Theresa talking about, these ladies, pioneers, innovators. All of them had, most importantly, character. All of them had to go through certain things in order to achieve successes and the goal and educate others. But before we get back into this, I'm gonna turn it over to Michelle. But I want to tell everybody about Viridian Christian University. We are an international online program. We offer 30-degree programs. I'm talking about accredited, offer 30-degree different programs, bachelor's, master's, doctorate, and honorary doctorate for people that are doing extraordinary things. We got a graduation coming up in Dubai. Kevin, I'm going to Dubai in the 22nd to the 29th. Michelle?
Yes, we are.
Dubai. So that's we got a graduation. So we have an international graduation. But I tell you what, if you want to be part of a program that's accredited, that's driving and striving, then you can do most of your work online. Viridian Christian University. Viridian Christian University. Theresa, you might want to think about them. Viridian Christian University. I'm gonna turn it back over to Michelle.
What you want me to
Thank
think
you.
about?
So, Theresa, you were still talking about, I believe, Ella Baker.
Yes, Ella Baker. But before, I did look up Miss Colvin. She's still alive. She's 85 years old.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Okay. So Ella Baker.
Oh, just a preface. So, can you? So I know we're pressed for time. We got like 2 more ladies to talk about, Miss Barbara Jordan and Rebecca Crumpler. So, can you summarize the contribution?
Hold on, Michelle. Hey, Kevin, how much time we got?
James, you still got a little bit of time left. We're looking at about 6-7 minutes, right? 8?
Okay, all right.
Oh boy. Okay, I'll try to summarize this. What Miss Baker did is she was an organizer. In our day, we would call her an organizer. And she organized a lot of things. And she was a part of SNCC, SLIC. These are acronyms of African American groups that assembled together to fight a lot of things. You know, everybody knows about the lunch counter thing. When that happened, she quit SNCC and got her own group together. And she believed in nonviolence. And she believed that multiple voices together could make change. So she had invested in a lot of young activists from a specific nonviolent perspective. That's the summary of her.
Okay, now let's talk about Rebecca Crumpler. She's a doctor.
Dr. Rebecca Crumpler. She was the first Black woman to earn a medical degree in the United States. A true pioneer, she battled deep-seated prejudice against women and African Americans in medicine. After earning her degree in Boston, she spent time in Richmond, Virginia after the American Civil War, caring for formerly enslaved people. In 1883, Dr. Crumpler published her book of Medical Discourses. It chronicles her experience as a doctor and provides guidance on maternal and child health. So she was born in Delaware in 1831, and she was raised by an aunt in Pennsylvania who often helped care for sick neighbors. See, this is what I'm talking about. A lot of these people, they experienced stuff in their own life, which was the motivator for them to become what they became. So in those early experiences made her want to work to relieve the suffering of others. In the 1850s, she moved to Massachusetts and became a nurse. Crumpler earned a place in the New England Female Medical College in 1860. The school was first in the country to train women as MDs. At the same time, many men argued that women were too delicate or not intelligent enough to be doctors, but she changed that. Dr. Crumpler graduated from New England Female Medical College in 1864, becoming the first female African-American doctor. Her official degree was Doctoress of Medicine. Anyway, I'm going to jump down with the time we got left. She published a book of the book I mentioned before, Medical Discourses. So you might want to look her up. And I think she tells a lot of stories. And what she was raised in an environment where her aunt, who was raising her, took care of sick people. And that's just what she did. As soon as she got her degree, she went back to places where people were underserved. And that's it. Now, I wanted to talk about Justice Baker Motley because do you have enough time?
We got a couple of minutes. I know when Barbara Jordan's on the list, but yes, please.
Oh yeah, Barbara Jordan too.
We got 5 minutes.
So many.
We got 5 minutes.
These are two important people. Okay, I'm gonna talk about Barbara Jordan, and I don't need a script. Okay, Barbara Jordan served in the Congress, and she was appointed. She was the first African American woman appointed to the Judicial Committee, and then she was an eloquent speaker. She spoke really well. So the important thing that people know about her is that she was the one that did the opening statement at a judicial hearing for the impeachment of Nixon. And after she finished giving her opening statements, that's when they start negotiating, trying to get him to resign, because she wrapped it up. She nailed it. And she continued to be on there until she got in the Judicial Committee, until she got she had some real debilitating medical issues and wound up in a wheelchair. But if you have a chance, go to a library or YouTube or wherever and listen to that speech. It would apply to today. And she was the most eloquent speaker I ever heard in my life. Okay, so now I want to jump to Constance Baker Motley, which is someone that I actually met as well. She was the first African-American female judge to be appointed to a federal court. She was appointed to a federal court in New York. And the way I got to meet her is that when I went to John Jay, I formed a club called the Women's Forum. And my goal was, it was called the Black Women's Forum. And my goal was to expose us to people who had prominent positions in society and to just come and talk to us about whatever it is that they wanted to talk. And I wanted other people to experience what I've experienced, like meeting Dorothy Height. And anyway, she said yes. I contacted her office. I met with her and she came and she spoke to us. She told us pretty much about how important it is to stay in the education. And yes, our system has flaws, but that shouldn't preclude you from pursuing whatever talent you have and use it to help the good, for the good. So I really liked her. She died after I graduated and stuff. But Constance Baker Motley, please look her up. You will find that she was extraordinarily intelligent and had fortitude, and she didn't play.
Wow. So all of these women that you talked about are so extraordinary. We got about a minute and a half left in the show. Can you take like 30 seconds and give our viewers and our listeners takeaways from this great discussion that we're having today?
I think that what I try to demonstrate, not just the people themselves, but the impact of young people being exposed to people like this, A lot of people don't know these people, and these are extraordinary people, and I think we have them in our communities every day. But it's important that they go outside of their communities and engage and learn, find out what people did. Like I told you, I got half the questions wrong on this YouTube thing every day.
That's okay. Hey, Theresa.
Yeah.
You just settle in. Michelle and I would love to have you back on. You already know how we are. I mean, we family. So I want to thank you so much for taking the time to come on the show today. I'd like to thank Dr. Michelle Cooley for putting together another extraordinary show. I'd like to thank my producers, Kevin, Todd, in San Diego, for making sure that our viewers and listeners got all the information. I'd like to thank AM 660 Answer in Dallas, Fort Worth. And most importantly, I'd like to thank our viewers and our listeners. And I just going to encourage you one thing. Always dream big, think big, and be big at everything you do. We'll be back tomorrow, same time, same place. It's still on. They gonna call me that. They have Theresa.
Now hear this.